Okay, so I've just taken my mouse sander and I sanded areas that would normally get a little bit of wear and tear. And a lot of this is just trial and error. You can sand off more and more places that you like the look of. But for instance, like here in this gingerbread area, I just took off some just around the little gingerbread parts, just so I could see and highlight it. When we wax it, those parts are going to be highlighted as well when we put the dark wax on top. And over in the corners, you can see in the corners and the edges, I sanded a little bit more off. Here I got a little bit more down to the wood. And I left some areas blank because I just think they look good that way. But there's no real rhyme or reason to doing that. And if you do decide that you sand off too much, don't worry, you can go over it right again with your chalk paint. You want to give it another good coat and you can do it again, or if you just decide you just don't like the look of distressing, paint it again and go from there. You can wax it. Okay, so the next step is going to be waxing. And before we wax, we're going to just dust it off so we can get all of the old paint off that we've sanded. So again, so just dust. We're just going to dust. Just a little bit. We don't want it to stick to our wax because it would actually color our wax a little bit. You want a nice clean slate when you're doing this. And don't worry if you see some of these colors coming through because the wax is actually going to change the entire appearance of it. Even the clear wax alone is going to actually change how this all looks. Alright, next step we're going to wax, and if you'll look real close, it looks kind of like butter. And you can apply the wax in a few different ways. In the very beginning I showed you that you can use a rag if you want, just something soft. Or in this case, it has a little bit more gingerbread. I'm going to use a very cheap paintbrush. So it goes on real simple. This, you just get a little bit of wax on your brush and go to town. Just brush it on. No really big method to this. It does stink too, so I would just recommend putting this outside, doing it outside. When you get to these little gingerbready pieces here, don't put too much in the grooves because if you do, it's going to be kind of hard to get it out. Just go real lightly in those areas. Purpose of the wax is going to be to seal your paint, and after we're done buffing, it's going to give it a nice shine.